What's going on, everybody? Frank from AM Ramen here with my childhood friend Kay.
Hey guys.
We are in Tokyo's Jinbocho / Kanza neighborhood, and we are grabbing Ramen Jiro. This is your first Jiro bowl, right?
Yes, sir, it is. I'm excited.
Excited? We're not excited about the line behind us. There's like a kilometer. So we're gonna do a quick intro right now, I think, just so we could jump into the line. For those that don't know, Jiro is about super heavy, thick noodles, as well as a thick, fatty, strongly flavored soup. It's a mess, but it's a delicious mess. Let's get in that line. Do it. Let's do it.
So Frank, we're standing in line here in Jiro. Been what, 20 minutes already probably?
I think so.
So we got this line here and then that line here. So in the meantime, can you teach us how to order Jiro ramen, what it is?
You know, Jiro is a bit of a cultish kind of ramen, I think, as you can see from the lines around us. And, you know, this is the longest Jiro line I've been in. I think a lot of these people are college students, and it's very filling. Like, I think the whole concept behind Jiro is about, you know, being filling and cheap, right? So you don't have to pay that much. You get a big meal that'll probably take care of your, you know, daily intake of everything. And there's a lot of vegetables, you know, cheap vegetables, a very strong flavored soup with a strong soy sauce, very fatty and thick noodles. And, you know, other things that make it kind of messy, I guess you could say, is a lot of garlic. You've also got a lot of pork back fat.
What do you think the Jinbocho one is like?
I've heard good things about the Jinbocho one. I think that's why we decided, you know, let's go to this one, right? Because we were kind of deciding between Meguro or Jinbocho, right? And we decided on Jinbocho. And clearly, it's very popular just from the line. I'm no expert, but there are branches that get more recognition, I think. You know, this is supposed to be one of the best Jiro branches. So yeah, that's why we chose it. I'm learning more about Jiro as time goes on. There's like ramen and then there's like Jiro.
How do you order Jiro ramen?
So at the ticket machine, there's the sho and dai. Dai is big. You definitely don't want to get that. Get the sho. This is still 300 grams of noodles. And then after you get that, then you'll be asked whether you want garlic, ninniku, and also how you want your ramen. They call it a koru, or like a call. And, you know, they're going to go around and ask if you want, for example, ninniku. So you can say tsukuname if you don't want much. So this is grated garlic, raw garlic, mind you. But even with tsukuname, there's like quite a bit. And there's different combinations you can get. For example, like yasai mashi is extra vegetables, so that's bean sprouts and cabbage if you want kind of a pile up of that there. Karame is if you want more of that soy sauce seasoning, like to have like a stronger flavor. So things like that. You know, for people that are coming here for the first time, sono mama that would probably be the best way to go. Like just
small size, right?
Yeah, I get the small size too.
Got a little bit more to go.
Okay, so we just finished our first
bowl of Jiro.
Yeah, your first bowl of Jiro. I don't know my count now, but what did you think? Your first bowl?
It was huge, first of all. Man, that thing was not 300 grams. That was a hefty load of ramen. When I first started having it, you know, it tasted really nice. Then after a while, towards the middle, there's this, you know, you have a sort of hump where you're like, oh man, this is a lot. But then I had some of the soup and it kind of got me accelerated, you know, eating the noodles and stuff. So overall, I was able to finish the bowl, but I don't know who that's for because I'm a pretty big guy and I eat a lot, and I struggled to finish that bowl.
And, you know, you described the humps, right? That kind of hit at different points. I feel like I hit quite a few of those. You know, it's kind of like speed bumps. And you mentioned the word accelerate, right? I don't know if that helps you because you're like,
the soup was actually not as thick as, you know, I expected it to be. It was pretty tasty. I was able to drink the soup. Oh, it wasn't as heavy as expected. It was really good, actually. Kind of sweet in flavor.
Yeah, it did have a kind of sweetness. Right. Yeah, not that heavy. And, you know, again, I haven't had Jiro at every single place in Tokyo or outside of Tokyo, but this did feel not too heavy, almost like a little refined. You know, Jiro's kind of intimidating, right? Did you feel that a little bit? Yeah. So my default reaction with that intimidation was like, all right, I'm just gonna go sono mama de, which is basically the default, right? As it is. And Kate, though, on the other hand, you did something
So the guy next to me,
he surprised me.
The guy next to me ordered something, and I looked at it, and it looked really good. So I basically got the same thing. I just copied his order. I said, yasai abura ninniku.
So yours did have ninniku.
Yeah, so I had extra garlic, extra vegetables, and fat.
Right. You know, the last couple times I've had Jiro, I haven't had the abura on top, right? So the vegetables are kind of like just sitting plain there, right? And it's pretty simple in terms of flavor. They're just boiled, right? Once they're in the soup, yeah, they have a lot of flavor. Yeah. Do you feel the abura on top was nice with the vegetables, or overall it didn't make it heavier?
So. I think so. It definitely made it heavier, but I think drizzling that oil on top of the vegetables gave it some flavor.
So it was a good decision.
I thought so.
Okay. And you're probably feeling a little heavier as a result, since I didn't get
We're
that.
both in a food coma right
We are definitely both in a food coma. Kay had a little bit more because of the abura and the vegetables, but those noodles, like, it was never ending.
Sure.
You just keep finding more and more noodles.
I was just surprised, even before they serve our noodle bowls, there's an amount of noodles in your bowl, and then they add the soup to that.
Yeah, when we were looking at the kitchen, it was kind of like, did we order the show? The small? It seems like we did. And actually, I think there was a guy like 2 seats down that got ramen, right?
Yeah,
or like
half.
hambu? Yeah, half of
You get half of the
show.
small. Yeah.
So that's still a lot. So that being said, from what you've seen, like in the footage, what we described, if you don't feel like you can finish that, you could get the show or small ramen and then get half of that. That might be a good option. And our faces aren't filling out too much yet, but probably gonna change. The transformation's gonna happen in maybe 20 minutes or so. Overall, delicious. You think you'd have Jiro again?
Man, I don't know if I'll line up 1 hour for it, but if I had the opportunity.
That
If
was
I
a
was
long
very, very hungry.
And there are Jiros with less of a lineup. This place is, I think, the longest I've personally lined up for Jiro. So there are other ones where you don't have to have that, but they do serve high quality Jiro ramen. Okay, last question. How many shots have we had together? If you had to count them all up.
Unmeasurable.
Unmeasurable?
Unmeasurable.
Could you put a number to it?
Hundreds, thousands.
Those days are behind us. Well, maybe hopefully. But yeah, it was good catching up with you.
Definitely.
Happy travels back to the US.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. All right, Frank from 5 AM Ramen with Kay signing out.